So in my speech today, I'm going to be going to talk about why it's so important and why you should always wear a life jacket when boating. So wearing a life jacket on the water is a must. It's really a, a very important thing that you need to do when you're on the water, and it can really save your life. So I know what you're thinking. How many times have you been on a boat and you haven't wore one, or you been with friends swimming or skiing or just riding around the lake, maybe a tube, a jet ski, maybe you're worried about it covering up your favorite swimsuit and you don't want something like that, but it'll be fine. It's worth wearing it, and it can really save your life. So my goal today is to get every single person who watches this speech to wear a life jacket when they're on the water at all times when the boat's moving. So just to kind of go over what is a life jacket, like I just had an example that I showed you in the beginning of the video. A life jacket is a flotation device that you want to wear around you when you're on any type of moving vessel, while on a boat, maybe a jet ski, anything like that. You want to have one for every person on the boat and have one on when moving. So a life jacket kind of works off buoyancy. You put it around you, and some of them, there's different kinds. Some of them are inflatable ones. Some of them already have the padding and the foam there, but basically they protect you when you fall out the boat and land in the water. And life jackets have different names. Some people call them life preservers, life jackets, cork jackets, lifesavers, and many more different things. They come in different sizes, in different weight ranges. You need to get a life jacket that fits you appropriately. Make sure your weight capacity doesn't exceed the standings of the life jacket, and pick one that you like. Pick one that's maybe the color that you like or something. Just feel comfortable in what you're wearing. So the next thing is why wear a life jacket while boating. So according to the statistics put out by the National Coast Guard, over 600 fatalities happen a year when boating in the U.S. So that's a lot. And the thing is that over 83% of the fatalities that happen are from not wearing life jackets. So you can imagine that, if everyone would have wore their life jackets, how different that number would really be. So it's it's you have to have a life jacket in the boat with you while riding. That's state law, but it's so important to wear them. Actually wear them. They don't do you any good when they're tucked up under the front storage deck of your boat. And I'm a boater myself. Every person that gets in the boat with me has a life jacket on when we're moving. It's not something that's optional. It's a requirement for me. So one of the main cases that people say is they know how to swim. They can swim great, and I can swim great too. But when you're going down the lake and you fall out unexpectedly, if you hit the water and your boat's going 40 miles an hour, knowing how to swim may not matter. If the water could be cold, the temperature of the water, most of the time people boat, it's not always the summertime. So when you fall out, you could be knocked unconscious. You can't, even if you know how to swim, you can't swim when you're unconscious. So it's important to always wear one at all times. So like I was saying about the temperature of the water, hypothermia can set in if water temperatures are low, and that can cause your muscles to contract, and you won't be able to swim even if you know how to swim. So a life jacket will keep you afloat during that time, so you don't have to overuse your muscles, and that can result in hypothermia. So to kind of wrap things up, wearing a life jacket while boating is a must. I can't imagine going out on my boat and not having everyone there in a life jacket and having one for everybody. It should always be a requirement. There's no way around it. And like I said, I'm a boater myself. I'm a passionate bass fisherman. That's one of my favorite things to do. We make everybody wear life jackets when we're moving, and no matter what you're out there doing, maybe swimming or tubing or fishing or just joyriding around the lake on a weekend, it's none of that's more important than getting back home safe with your family. So I'm sure you're out there with your friends and family, and you care about them enough to bring them back home safe. So that's the main thing. And I kind of want to go over to how to use a life jacket. It's This one right here that I have is it's one that's not, it's an inflatable life jacket. So it's got a little pin here at the end, and it's a sensor. So anytime this gets wet, it'll, it's got a CO2 sensor in it, so it'll extract and it'll keep you afloat. And I got many more in my boat, but I'm not going to bring them out. But it's important to find a life jacket you like. That's approved by the Wildlife and Fisheries and the Coast Guard, that fits you, that you feel comfortable in, and always bring it out there on the boat with you. So my advice would be, it's summertime, go get on your boat, get you some sunscreen, get you your friends and family, maybe your favorite drink, and get some life jackets and get out on the water. I hope this speech is persuasive and that it makes you feel like you need to wear a life jacket at all times on the water.